What if the U.S. took a zero-tolerance policy to sex offenders and dealt with them permanently? We hear shocking stories every day about how our children and even people we know are victimized by sex offenders in varying degrees, whether it be someone just simply exposing themselves or to the more physically violent ones who rape, abuse, and sometimes even murder. Hello, my name is Christina Bhatti, and today for my persuasion speech for my business communications class at Hawaii Pacific University, I'm going to tell you why chemical castration needs to be implemented in the United States. Chemical castration has been used in Europe for years, and currently in the U.S. only 8 states offer it as a legal method to control sex offenders. But first, what is it? Chemical castration is the injection of elevated levels of Depo-Provera. Depo-Provera, as many of you know, is currently used as a contraception for women, but studies have shown that injected in elevated levels is effective at lowering testosterone levels and lowering sex drive. But while most people think it's a permanent solution, it is in fact not. These injections need to be given regularly to keep their effectiveness. But the good news still remains that it works. According to a journal article by Stacey Russell in the Houston Journal of International Law in 1997, she recounts 2 studies done in Europe, one in Denmark and one in Germany. The 1964 study in Denmark studied 900 men over a 30-year period from 1929 to 1959. All of these 900 men were chemically castrated. The recidivism rate for these men was 2.2%. So that meant only 2.2% of those men reoffended. In the German study, 46% of those who did not receive treatment reoffended, while only 3% who received the treatment reoffended. These studies show that chemical castration works. But more than that are those individuals who are currently receiving the treatment say it works. For example, Bob Smith. He has been convicted in Florida of a sexual offense. He was given the choice of 10 years in prison or chemical castration. He chose the castration. He had an interview with the Daily Mail, which is a London newspaper, in 2007, and he told the reporter that his urge is now gone. Since he's been in the program, simple things like going to the department store or going grocery shopping, those things which triggered ideas of sexual thoughts, no longer happen. At this point, he says that it works. So now that we know people say it works and studies say it works, but is it cost effective for the American people? And the simple answer to that is yes. According to a study by justicefellowship.org, it costs anywhere from $10,000 to $77,000 to house a prisoner. That breaks down into an average of $44 per day to house a prisoner, and that is all dependent on state. Now with chemical castration, the average cost is $21 per day per prisoner. That's a savings of 50%, so which means more money in your pockets. So let's recap the facts. Chemical castration works. In studies, it is shown to lower reoffense rates to only 2 to 3%. So that means that is a dramatic decrease that your child or someone that you know will be targeted by a predator. People who are in the study say that it works and that it has positively modified their behavior and their urge is gone. And it's cost effective, saving the taxpayers millions of dollars. Now, while only 8 states offer this as a legal solution, this should be a mandatory, non-voluntary initiative for freed felons. To keep them free, they must go through this process, and in the end, it will keep the people of the United States safe.